Hi, my name is Danny with the Abolitionist Society of San Luis Obispo County. And today we made the front page of the newspaper. You can see it there. On the 4th of July, we put together a float and entered it into the parade. And so in the newspaper, both in the Tribune and in the Paso Robles Daily News, there's articles. And Mr. Palfrey has made some accusations of fraud, saying we're lying. We did, somehow we schemed against him to ruin his parade. So I just wanted to address the issues and say my side of the story. And then I will be putting together a video, hopefully next week, that shows everything that happened the parade morning, so that everyone can see it and make up their own mind. But I'll give you some background here. First of all, 3 years ago, we at the parade, I guess when we moved here 8 years ago, we went to the Templeton Parade every year. And 3 years ago, we were at the parade, and it was so immodest. The floats from the high schoolers down through everyone, it was so immodest. My wife and I are like, we're not coming back here again. And when she said that, I thought, well, you know what, we don't have to come back to watch the parade, but let's go in the parade. So 3 years ago, we decided to go in the parade, or I did. My wife says she remembers a pit in the bottom of her stomach when I heard me say that. So the next year went by, and I didn't make it for the application. I really don't know how to do that kind of stuff, so I went to the parade and just handed out drop cards at the parade to people watching. So this year we had an event planner join us, and they knew how to do parade. So we got into the parade, we got the application. Now before I got the application, I was concerned. Anywhere I go as an abolitionist, we're speaking up for the unborn. Everyone wants to silence us. So I was concerned that they would not allow us in the float if they knew we were about abortion. So that's a legitimate concern. And now it's very clear, had they known that our group was about abortion, they would have discriminated against our group based on what we do as a group. So as a group of people, since we're standing up against abortion, we're not allowed in the Templeton Parade, according to the newspaper. So that was my intuition, and that's proved to be correct. So I was concerned about the application and wondering, how am I going to get in this into this parade without mentioning abortion? And so, because we're abolishing human abortion, we're all these things. So I decided, I'm going to fill out the form, I'm going to send it in, I'm going to let them respond, whatever they say. So finally, the form didn't come out till June. Now we're putting together a float. We're spending a couple $1,000s putting together this float because we want it to be beautiful and powerful. And we don't have the option till June to get the application. So here's the application that we found in June. Now the application, I read it first over. I thought about it. I think we're not breaking any rules. The closest thing is 6, and 6 is about political candidates. It doesn't talk about a group of people in the community that are standing up for the unborn. It talks about political candidates, not campaigning in the float, in the parade. It says nothing about controversial issues. It says nothing about political issues at all. It does not. All right, so I went to fill out the form, and my worries about how to get in without mentioning abortion were fine. There's no question of even what organization we are. It asks for the name of the entry, the size of the group, mailing address, business phone number, email address. Here's the rules. And then it asks you to print your name, title, and signature. Okay, now what's important is the description of the float is not a description for the committee to decide. It's a description. It says it right here, and you can download this link from the Templeton Chamber of Commerce. If you look in 4th of July Parade, Templeton, they have a link to this form so you can read it yourself. But it's the description of the float is only what is to be read from the bandstand as the float goes by. That's the description. Now the design of my float was meant to be a reveal. So as you see my float coming, you're supposed to see the American flag first, then you'll see the Statue of Liberty, 8 foot tall, with the flag overhead. So you're seeing all this patriotic stuff first, and everybody's supposed to get excited into this float, and then you're going to see the sides where the Spirit of God is, there's freedom, and everyone's supposed to be excited. And then you'll notice as it comes by and it gets closer that there's baby dolls at the feet of liberty, and there's a sign there that says there's baby's been aborted. And then as it leaves, if you watch it leave, you get the full reveal of the Statue of Liberty with the flag, with the babies at the feet, and the bottom says, this is your Holocaust. Okay? And so it was meant to be, my design was to be a reveal, that you would come and you'd feel one way, and leaving you'd feel another. And so I didn't want in the description anyone to have an idea of what I'm doing. I wanted the description to be exactly what I wrote, which that's in the article. It's linked in the comments, I think. So anyways, I did what I wanted to do with the float. Now, we got a call from Gwen Palfrey. We never spoke with Bill, I think his name is. We never spoke with Bill until the day of the parade. He never called us. Anything he says in either article that he talked to us, he never did. We got a call from Gwen earlier, I think still in June, to say we're in the parade, and then we got another call from Gwen asking on the 3rd of July what was at the base of our float. And my wife told her, my wife answered the phone, and my wife said that there's baby dolls at the base of our float. And so we said we're excited. I said, who is this? And oh, it's the parade committee. I said, oh, we're excited to see you tomorrow. And then we ended the call. There was no mention, no question of, is this float about abortion or anything like that. They just didn't ask. So anyways, in the article it talks about no political floats. Again, there's nothing on here that says no political floats. It talks about 2 candidates. We're not a political candidate. I'm not running for office or anything. So they say they looked at our website, and we've changed our website. Okay. I don't do computers. I didn't change anything. If you put the Abolition Society of San Luis Obispo County, which is in our description, it's the first some of the first words. It says, and you Google search that, it's very clear who we are. Just Google search the Abolition Society of San Luis Obispo County, our website, our Facebook comes up. I had a public event through our Facebook page with pictures of me building the float, of the description, everything was there. So we're not hiding anything in the float. So the other thing, so that's all that happened up to the float. And in the article he says that's not what Kiwanis is about, and like Kiwanis is not about helping children. So it's on the record that Kiwanis is not about helping the unborn children. In the Paso Daily News it says the sheriff asked us to leave. The sheriff never asked us to leave. He was a neutral party in it, and he's the one that told us we could go in the float, in the parade. Okay, so and then in the article, at the end of the article in the news, it says it talks about how they want everyone to be involved in the parade, and obviously they don't want everyone to be involved in the parade. Obviously, they're discriminating against people based on their decisions. What's controversial and what's not controversial. The end of the Paso article talks about a woman's right, and women should be free to do with their bodies what they want. And it's totally, that comment at the end of that article totally shows the dehumanization of the unborn. The person saying that the woman in the womb can be murdered because the woman that outside the womb feels like they can be murdered. It's just the dehumanization of unborn human beings. So yeah, I think that's it about the background of it. I'm going to put together a video. What happened that morning is the sheriff came and he talked to us. He said, I'm going to talk with Bill, and as it's reported in the paper, he said that we could go in the parade. Bill tried to block us from going after hearing the sheriff's resolution, and we blocked the float until Bill would let us march in the parade. What we've exposed here is that, see, in America, we talk about this being pro-life, this idea of being pro-life, and Gwen, the person we talked to, is, according to Bill, a devout Catholic pro-life person. And she's the one trying to stop us from going in this parade. At one point, one of the videos, Bill says, your float has nothing to do with freedom. So he doesn't consider the freedom of the unborn on American right. Okay? So we're exposing just the wickedness in our culture that's keeping abortion legal. And it's not coming from the liberals, it's coming from conservative, Catholic, pro-life people that are trying to keep abortion, the issue, silent and not talk about it. I can't think of a better day to stand up for the unborn than the 4th of July. And I believe, actually, if you're not standing up for the unborn on the 4th of July, you're celebrating your freedom while you're allowing 3,000 children a day, 1 million children a year to be murdered in our country through abortion is the height of hypocrisy. And it's disgusting. Our Declaration of Independence says we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights. Among these are life. Life is a certain inalienable right. Look up those words, certain and inalienable. Thank you.